Now, as we reach our 20s, yes, as we reach our 20s, our bodies actually produce fewer chemicals in our brain cells. Okay, and the cells and chemicals to what our brain needs to function at the age of 20, it starts decreasing. We start producing less. Now, this changes our effect of our memory. It changes how we're able to remember at 20. Who knew? At 20. Vaping, smoking marijuana, both of those things can cause memory loss. But the thing about vaping and marijuana is that when you smoke marijuana, memory loss can actually linger for weeks, even if you're not smoking it. Almost 40% of us will experience some type of memory loss when we turn 65. Okay, that's just normal aging memory loss. It's going to happen. We can have memory loss, but it's not going to interrupt our day-to-day. It's not going to interrupt us going to work. It's not going to interrupt us going to church or cooking a meal or going shopping or remember how to drive to Kroger. Dementia is not a disease. It's Karen Elizabeth, and I am Patton Jack's baby girl. And welcome to Karen's Inquisitive Corner. I hope you all are having a wonderful Saturday. I am having an amazing Saturday. The weather has been great, and we have an amazing topic for you all today, and we're going to go on and get started. So today we're going to talk about memory loss versus dementia. And we're going to talk about the different signs and symptoms that you may go through with just normal memory loss versus what you would go through if you had a diagnosis of dementia or a diagnosis of Alzheimer's. So how many of you all have lost your keys in your house, or your keys, they may be in your purse. You looked in your purse, you couldn't find them, you go back, the keys are there. How many of you all have went to a room and forgot what you went to the room to get? And you're like, what in the world did I come in here to get? You totally forgot it. I know I am not the only one. And have you ever been on your telephone and you're looking for your telephone? And think, what are you doing? I'm looking for my phone. I can't find my phone. But you're actually on the telephone. I'm not the only one. Don't be thinking, Karen, I'm not the only one. Okay? Have you ever been in the middle of a conversation and you totally forget what you were getting ready to say? Totally forget it. And it doesn't come back to you. It may come back to you, but you'll think about it, totally left your mind. Have you ever stood in the middle of your floor at home and say, Lord, please take me to those earrings. Please take me to where my purse is. Please show me where my keys are. I am not the only one. He always shows me. But sometimes I just cannot find something. I'm like, Lord, please just show me where my phone is. Show me where my phone is. And I cannot forget this one. How many of you all have 2 or 3 children and you run down the names before you get to the one you want? My daddy was notorious for that. He would say, Valerie, Cia, Philip, Karen, and finally get to my name. Sometimes I do that with Patrick and Patrice, and I do it a whole lot with Zaylin and Patrick. I call Zaylin Patrick. So all of these things are things that we have experienced. If you have not experienced them yet, keep living, you will. So at a young age, we forget things like, where our purse is and so forth. And, we just kind of laugh it off like, oh my goodness, I'm getting old, or I'm getting Alzheimer's or something like that. We kind of laugh it off, not seriously thinking that we're getting dementia or we're getting Alzheimer's. But sometimes those things can actually be the beginning of something really, really serious. Now, as we reach our 20s, yes, as we reach our 20s, our bodies actually produce fewer chemicals in our brain cells. Okay, and the cells and chemicals to what our brain needs to function at the age of 20, it starts decreasing. We start producing less. Now, this changes our effect of our memory. It changes how we're able to remember at 20. Who knew? At 20. So this process actually starts at a very, very young age. Now, healthy people can experience memory loss. There are different levels of memory loss, okay? And not all memory loss is due to dementia. So you can have symptoms of dementia and have the disease of Alzheimer's. Dementia is not the disease. The dementia is the signs and symptoms that you have to support the disease. So it's a lot of variances when we look at the normal development of memory loss versus having dementia, the signs and symptoms of dementia, and then going into the disease of Alzheimer's. With normal aging, you may search for the right word to use in a conversation. With dementia, you're struggling to maintain a conversation. With Alzheimer's, you're unable to have a conversation.